Hey guys, here for another video, and today we're looking at someone named Samantha Fit, aka Samantha Skulkin, and I thought she was like Russian because that last name just sounds very Putin as fuck. So, shout out to Mother Russia if she's from there. I hope she's safe and not bombing the Ukrainians. But like I said, this is a request. I'm gonna go through her social media a little bit, and then just get into her OnlyFans. And I did get a comment that was criticizing, which is very good. And I don't know if you guys prefer that I talk about the social media to begin with or not. The only reason I do is just one, if you're not familiar with the person, it's kind of like an introduction of who they are. Two, sometimes it's very good to see what they have on their Instagram, right? I've said this before. If they're not really promoting themselves sexually, or there's like let's say you have a politician who makes an OnlyFans, right? It's like most people are probably not going to consider that OnlyFans to be sexual. So I always say it's good to see how they market themselves, right? If they market themselves as A and their OnlyFans is considered to A, then that's kind of in line and it's not so much scammy. Whereas if they market themselves as A, but then their OnlyFans is B completely, it's like, hey, that's kind of scammy in my opinion. So that's the only reason I do it, but I totally get if people just wanted to dive right into the OnlyFans. So if you do or don't, just comment below so I know what you guys want. But look at her Instagram. She does have 441k followers. I will tell you guys, look at the reels that she does have on her Instagram, because unfortunately, and I'm obviously going to be posting the reels, it is very similar to OnlyFans, and I kind of hate this, right? Where it's kind of like what I mentioned earlier. It's like, okay, cool. Let's say your content's promoting A, right? And she's promoting her squatting, and she's doing her squatting. Her OnlyFans, obviously you're paying for it, you're probably going to see some squatting, but make it a little bit more radar, make it a little bit more exclusive in the sense that, like, hey guys, we're paying for an OnlyFans, right? OnlyFans usually related to sexual stuff, so ideally you would like to see something a little bit more crazier if you were to pay for that. But again, that's just not the case. But again, that's just a little heads up before you guys even get her OnlyFans. That being said, I didn't know who she was. I saw her profile, IFBB Pro Bodybuilder, and I'm like, oh, is she one of those girls that just posts her fake resume on her OnlyFans and Instagram? But apparently she's the real thing. So, I was looking at some of her accomplishments. So, I mean, she's buff as fuck. So, I definitely would not want to get into the cage or UFC octagon with her. We'll put it that way. But I will say that doing some research on an article that said, Samantha has taught us to keep our options open. At first, she wanted to pursue a career in fashion, but after she saw how fast her physique was developing, she made the most of her training and competed as a bikini athlete. One thing we can take away from Samantha's career is to never give up. She didn't get her contest history off a dream start, but she always has kept her eyes on the final goal. And now she has transitioned to the one and ultimate dream, OnlyFans. Which, again, I don't knock people's block off. I sometimes do. It just really depends how they promote themselves. But I always say embrace the meme. If you just tell you guys like, hey, yeah, I'm a sexual object, yeah, I make money, then like I said in my last video, I definitely respect that a little more. So let's just get right into OnlyFans. So right when you get an OnlyFans, it is $9.99 per month, and it says, I finally made an OF. I will share more here than anywhere else, and I post several times a week. I respond to DMs here. She has a PO box, cool, levels above IG, fire emoji, and then the whole Copyright Act stuff. That being said, description is kind of weak. Like, what am I saying? Sure, there's more here than anywhere else, and there's levels above IG, but is that like girl and girl content? Are you posting nudes? Is there implied nudity? Like, what type of content exactly you're posting? I get it. It's kind of like a, pretty basic description, but I would like to know a little bit of what I'm getting before I buy it. Again, it's the lottery scratch off. It's the EA games. It's you're taking a risk. Sure, it might not be a huge financial risk, but again, nonetheless a risk. That being said, she does have 92 photos and 13 videos. Numbers are pretty low, even the ratio of it, right? I always say for photos, I would say every 3 photos you should probably have a video at least, right? Again, it's not too much work to make a video every day, and it doesn't have to be a crazy video, right? Even in her case, or even other people's cases, you don't have to suck a dick every day. You don't have to do anything like that. You don't have to put a vibrator, but at least put some effort and consistency in your content, because again, 13 videos, really, you could probably make that in a day, right? Depending how long it is. In her case, they're fairly short, and the content just doesn't even add up, I think, to 5 minutes. But again, that's a total another story. I always say treat OnlyFans like a job. Spend 30 minutes an hour a day, right? Again, you don't have to post a lot of content. I think most people would be satisfied, and even some OnlyFans I reviewed that they only post 1-minute videos every day, and with that consistency, I would say it's worth it. But again, she just does not have that. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, is there nudity? Am I seeing her tits? Am I seeing her tits being flexed and you see like the muscular veins just coming out of her nipples. No, you're not seeing that. Everything feels a little bit, shirts a little bit, a couple levels above IG in a sense that's more bikinis, more swimsuits, more thongs, but there isn't anything rated R. If you guys are expecting to see XXX content, you're not seeing that. Everything feels pretty PG-13. And I know some people may be satisfied with that. I know some people are cool with PG-13 photos. I know some people are like, okay, sure, I don't mind spending $20 to $30 a picture or $40 for whoever's OnlyFans for a little bit more. But again, I'm looking at it from the average Joe's perspective. I've seen a lot of OnlyFans, and there's a lot of good OnlyFans out there. Trust me. It's just, I would say about 90% or 95% of the OnlyFans I review are bad. And I think partly it's because of a person's background, right? I think if you don't know how to run an OnlyFans, if you've never treated it like a job, if you see it kind of like a side gig, which most girls do, and you know, they just fortunately have simps that are willing to give them a lot of money. And there's some girls that do put a lot of consistency, do put a lot of work, and they just don't get the attention, unfortunately. But that's just what it is. Now, in terms of videos, she does have 13 videos. Longest video is 43 seconds, 35 seconds, 22 seconds, 21, 21, 20, 19, 19, 18, 14, 12, 12, 11, and 10 seconds. So the videos aren't anything special. It's kind of like what I mentioned earlier. Look at the Instagram reels that she has. They're very similar to in terms of like the movement, but she's just wearing different outfits. Again, those outfits that she's wearing in her pictures are a little bit, a couple levels above IG. Again, PG-13. She's kind of posing in those videos, and she isn't doing anything crazy. There is no twerking. There is no anything that's like XXX. There's no vibrators. There's no feeling herself in like a XXX sexual way. Everything feels very PG. Now, I get it. Like I said earlier with the pictures, some people may be happy with that. I mean, there's like one girl named Elsa Baby who has thousands and thousands of followers, and all she does is skip around and do dumb stuff, and apparently people like that. So I completely understand if people are obsessed with her content, but in terms of the numbers, in terms of like the consistency, I just don't see it, and I just don't think that's worth it in that category. Now, she doesn't offer anything in the DMs either, so again, the whole OnlyFans just feels very lackluster. She does have several posts if you want to see a couple quote-unquote uncensored pictures. You could buy it, you could tip it, but again, I'm not willing to spend that much money or any money if your base sub isn't good, right? It just, if you think about it, right? Think about it as a service, not even OnlyFans, right? Let's say you go to a restaurant, you go to the bar section, the bar's just complete garbage. Your drink has semen and cockroaches in it, and you're like, oh, sorry, if you want like the good drink, the good food, you're gonna have to pay more. But it's like, but I shouldn't, you know, there's an expectation of OnlyFans, and I think my level of expectation isn't too high. It's just treat it like homework, treat it like a 9-to-5 job. If you're not doing that, again, because people are paying for this and this is like your main income, your money earner, then I have, you know, less respect for you in general if you do not do that. So if I think the OnlyFans is worth it or not, it is not. I will be making a video of what OnlyFans are good. I did make a comment saying like good OnlyFans, and I think the ones that come up off the top of my head are Samantha Lily, Siri Doll, Big Titty Gotheg, Bibiana Mommy, BB's World. Definitely check her out. And those are the only ones that come up on the top of my head. I have to like actually look through my whole list because I have like reports I do for every single OnlyFans that I review. And there's just a lot of ones that are bad, but again, there are some that are good, and I probably should shout them out now to have more subscribers. I don't know if it'll help or not, but I think that's definitely worth the shot for the people that do follow me. So like always, guys, I do appreciate you guys watching this video. Please give it a like, please give it a sub. Google Forms in the description. I do look at every single one. I'm gonna get through every single request. Obviously, I'm not the richest man in the world who's spending thousands and thousands of dollars getting these OnlyFans. I only do it 3 to 4 times a week, and you know, budget at max at $200. So please give it a like, please stab that sub button, please rape that sub button, and hopefully we get those 10K subscribers soon. And if not, I will kill myself. Later.